We keep hearing of dire energy crisis in Germany this winter. What are Tesla's plans to combat power cuts? And will there be any delays in ramp up in production from Giga Berlin because of this?
Yeah, I can take it. I think 2 points on this question. The first is that, based upon everything that we know, we don't see this as a large risk to the company. Even if production did go down for a period of time, this is all near term. It doesn't have any impact on the long term of the company.
But we have no indication whatsoever
None.
that we will have to cut our production in Germany.
No. And we put in place backup plans, and we're working through the supply chain as well. Nearly all of our suppliers are prepared as well. So we'll see how this plays out, but it's not something that we're terribly worried about.
Thanks once again for joining us. This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. Just a reminder, please take time to like and subscribe if you enjoy the show, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss anything. We also wanted to encourage you to join us on Patreon if you'd like daily shows that help you in your investing and trading process. So as you just heard, there was a concern by the analysts regarding a potential impact on Tesla of what's going on in Germany, particularly regarding the Russian shutdown of gas supplies. So there, as they pointed out, there was an expectation that there would be no impact, but there is legitimate concern that the shutdown of access to gas could impact the resources for heating for a large number of companies and homes in Berlin and the rest of Germany. So the general situation was that there was an expectation it wouldn't be a problem, is what Elon articulated, but that wasn't very reassuring because the analysts that have to cover the company are very concerned about whether or not there's actually going to be any kind of unexpected increase in production or any unexpected decrease. So we actually had a chance to dig up more information on this and wanted to present it because it may come into play as we head into the next couple of months. So as you know, Berlin is now at 2,000 vehicles a week, and the goal is to get up to about 5,000 vehicles a week starting in January, or December headed into January. Now, this is also a beneficial situation, obviously, because the more vehicles produced on continent reduces tariffs, and it also cuts the cycle time for vehicles to get to customers. Now, I was kind of stunned when I learned this information and wanted to share with you as quickly as possible. And that is that there's a whole new sort of sheriff in town when it comes to production or access to gas in Europe. First, there's an issue with unseasonably warm weather. This is one of several variables that's resulting in a higher than expected inventory of gas. The second issue is that there's, the German sort of stores of natural gas are now at full capacity. The third issue that's coming up is that unexpectedly, inbound gas supplies have exceeded expectation dramatically to the point where we've gone from seeing gas prices as high as 10 times normal to actually seeing gas prices going as close to zero because tankers inbound want to get rid of their gas so they can return and refill, and they're willing to cut price in order to get that done. So there are other sort of issues that are going on. For example, the largest terminal in the world for access to natural gas in Europe is actually, there are 8 liquid natural gas terminals in Spain, but they don't necessarily have full hookup to Europe currently. to ship that gas to other locations. And so gas that's arrived has resulted in a number of tankers sitting offshore waiting for access to the terminals. And in some cases, they've been sent away to terminals in other parts of Europe because there's so much gas inventory available. So I believe this is terrific news. I think it gives the markets more assurances than Elon simply saying, you know, we're in good shape and we don't expect any disruption. And so therefore we wanted to make sure we sort of put it out there in the discussion of what's going on with Tesla currently and how might the outlook look for the company going forward. At any rate, this is one of the items actually we wanted to cover in addition post the earnings announcement. The other thing that's going on right now is that, as you know, we're all sitting on the edge of our seat waiting to find out if in fact Tesla can deliver on the 500-mile range that they've discussed, and secondly, how long will it take for this ramping to start so we can start seeing those vehicles. As you know, we had a show about the impact potentially on the stock of a doubling by the semi actually starting to be built. The issue is that a conservative estimate we put forward was that there would be a June target for us to both have production of trucks going on and being able to see ramping production in multiple factories. The key to this, though, is that it's likely that the analysts are going to start adding significant production numbers for the semi to their estimates by the end of this year, because you're going to have on the January 1st announcement that comes out on production, they're going to be actually selling semis. So we're going to have a number count of semis sold as part of the numbers that we get. So I believe there can be an early start to the impact of the semi, because we'll be able to see what prices are, what revenues, etc. The next thing to consider on this is the fact that, as in most of the cases currently for vehicles reserved, the money has already been paid to Tesla in advance, and those funds are going to be shipped over from one part of the balance sheet to the other, adding to revenue and profit for Tesla in the process. So I think that Tesla's in a great position regarding this, because there's a lot of cash sitting there that's waiting to be recognized. So my overall suggestion here is that do not be surprised if we see a significant push on the stock related to semi-revenue hitting the balance sheet, starting with the production and then earnings announcement that comes out in January or at the end of January. And by the end of the first quarter, we'll have another round of this. And as we see that ramp, that's also why we were targeting the June timeframe, because we'll have enough vehicles sold to have it be significantly impactful. And one can extrapolate from that how the numbers are going to look heading into the 50,000 goal in 2024. So I think it's another piece of news that will definitely impact Tesla, as will the fact that there won't be any shutdowns in Berlin as they're ramping, and wanted to sort of push this out to you quickly for things to think about, particularly if you're investing in Tesla. This ends our formal comments. Wanted to move over to our health tips. Just a reminder, prior to lovemaking, don't forget a small salad is a good idea, because it reduces the amount of blood flow to your stomach versus your extremities, and therefore should and will enhance the experience. Thanks once again for joining us. This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. Tschüss, German au revoir, French Lehitherot, Hebrew Choda Hafez, Farsi Strasic, Russian Ni Hao Ma, Chinese Konbanwa, Japanese Heido, Swedish Arrivederci. Italian. Have a great day. Bye for now. And we look forward to your comments on all of this.